Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. We're looking at Psalm 32. Matter of fact, we're going to finish it up and look at these last verses beginning in verse 8, where David is talking about how the Lord has forgiven him. The Lord is teaching him and instructing him. The Lord wants him to be free to worship and have great joy in the Lord. Matter of fact, David began this psalm talking about the blessings of forgiveness and the joy that he now can have in the Lord since his sins have been forgiven. Remember in Psalm 51, his prayer of confession, he said, "Restore to me the joy of my salvation." You're miserable when you do not have the joy of your salvation. You've lost the assurance of it. One of the first things sometimes that'll happen when we sin as believers is we get to thinking, how could I do that? I must not even be saved. The devil jumps on our shoulder and says, how can you be saved? How can you be a follower of Jesus and think what you thought and do what you did and go where you went? How could you do that? You must be lost, you pagan, you heathen. And that's the devil talking to us. But the Lord, I was thinking, as I was thinking of this devotion today, of Psalm 23, when David at the very last of that verse, he said, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever." We believe David probably wrote Psalm 23 later in life, and that's after he had gone through so many of experiences, even this experience here where he committed adultery, committed murder. He lost the joy of the Lord. Maybe he lost the assurance of his salvation in the sense, "Restore to me the joy of my salvation." No, his salvation was still there, but he lost that assurance, that joy of it. And my friend, that's what happens to us. So David now hears the Lord speak to him in these last verses. Listen to what God says to him. "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye. Be not like the horse or like the mule, which have no understanding, which must be harnessed with bit and bridle, else they will not come near you. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he who trusts in the Lord, mercy shall surround him. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, you righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright in heart." So David asked the congregation to join him in blessing the Lord and shouting out his glory and his praise and his joy. Remember in the book of Nehemiah, Ezra was teaching the law all day long, and when the people heard the law in Nehemiah chapter 8, they wept because the law reminded them of their sin and brought them under the sense of condemnation. But then Nehemiah said, "Oh no, remember the mercy of the Lord." Ezra said, "Remember God's joy, because the joy of the Lord is your strength." Don't mourn, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. You can be forgiven because of the blood of the cross, because of the blood of the sacrifice. Oh, my friend, today, don't be like the horse or the mule. The horse runs ahead impetuously. The mule is stubborn, and you have to break them with a bridle and harness them, or they won't be useful. They won't come near. God says, don't be like a impetuous horse, a stubborn mule. No. Listen to me. Come to me. Yield to me, and I'll teach you in the way that you should go, and you can enjoy the joy of your salvation. Oh, what great words to close out this psalm of forgiveness that David writes to instruct the people after he found forgiveness with the Lord. You can find forgiveness with the Lord today, no matter what you've done. I'm serious. If you are alive, you have breath in your body, you have mind to think with, God is waiting for you to come to him with open arms and say, "I'm sorry. I'm going to quit being stubborn like a mule. I'm going to quit being like a horse doing my own thing. I am going to come to you and yield to you so I can be useful for the glory of God and enjoy the joy of my salvation." Well, God bless you today. I trust this psalm will always encourage you as you read it today and the days and years to come. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.